Perfect. All right, cool. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Okay, we're here. Excellent. Okay, I'm like chilly, y'all, so I've got my sweater on, so bear with me because it's cold here. It's like we had a front come in last night, so, or yesterday, and it's like gonna go down to like 39 or 38 tonight, so it's nice. It's like that time of the year, so I love it. So I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you, Barbie. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was like nervous as hell when I did that, so I was like trying to like get myself prepared and be as prepared as possible, right? Because you have to prepare for those things. You just don't want to show up on camera, and then of course once you get used to it, then you can just do it whenever. But yeah. All right, guys, so go ahead and you can put your questions in the comment section below, and I will try to get to as many of you as I can. As usual, my statements are personal opinions, not guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you take, you are 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone, and I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official, so for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional, and remember, you can always change the future. It is never set in stone. All right. So for those of you who are asking me about your life, be specific with your question. What do you want to know? If you ask a general question or a vague question, you're not going to get an answer because it's going to take too much time to figure out what you want to know. If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect with? And I will try to connect with that individual and bring through any information or messages that will let you know that they're with you, or signs to look out for. If you want to come on video with me, get over to Instagram because that is where I do all of the video connects that I do with the lives. So that's the place to go. If you want to know more about me and my work and what I offer, check out my website, fernandomoron.com. Everything is through my website. Please be aware of scammers and trolls because there's a lot of people who like to go and try to duplicate my page and my pictures, and they try to pretend to be me, and they like to go out and message or direct message or private message people asking them if they want a reading and then getting them to pay money, and then they actually never give them a reading and they take their money. I don't do business or conduct business through messages or through text message or through private message. Everything is done through my website. So I don't go looking for people to read as far as like, asking you if you want one. I just tell people, if you want a reading, go to my site. If not, show up here on Wednesdays. It's free. So that's my thing, right? My podcast is on my website. My free course is on my website. Please follow me here on Instagram, or if you want, you can sign up for my newsletter as well, because any future appearances that I'll be making on the show, the Loving Living Local show, I will be posting those details as soon as I'm aware of the dates or the times. There are 2 more shows this year coming up with that. One is coming up this month in November. It was through Zoom, so it's not going to be live the way that this last one was. So we did it through Zoom. It's pre-recorded, but it was one of them is about psychic ability and developing psychic ability, and the second one, which is for December, is about smudging or using sage to smudge and clear energy. So that's the one that we're doing for December. So I'm excited about that because I've never seen that or things like that on shows. So that's really cool. So as of right now, it looks like I'm going to be doing more of these monthly sets with them. So I'll be on their show monthly on a regular basis. I don't know how long that's going to go on, but that's okay. I'm just using it as practice so I can get used to being on camera in that way. But they're giving me a chance to pick the topic and to pick what I want to talk about, which is really exciting because I'm like, oh, that makes me happy because it gives me a chance to teach and to want to help people and give them information that they might be able to use. But that's pretty much it. So, what else? I am giving away a free reading for this month, for the month of November. So I'm going to be gifting a free reading, like a private reading, not just these lives. These lives, people only get like 5 or 10 minutes with me. I'm talking about like a full 30-minute live reading, or if you would prefer a mediumship session, a 45-minute mediumship session. So I'm giving away a free reading to someone this month. So if you want to qualify for the free reading, the private free reading, I need you to do 3 things because I'm trying to grow my audience so I can have more of a reach with people. I need you to tag a friend in the comments. I need you to share the feed, my video feed, with your followers. And then I also, what was the third thing? That's that. And I need you to sign up for my newsletter, which you can do so through my website, or just go to my website and you can go sign up for the newsletter. Those 3 things, just because I will be sharing a lot. I share a lot of stuff on the newsletter, and it's always the Dear Ferny each week where I post, like, I share, like, what, whatever. So it's a great way to stay in touch with everything like that. But I just need 3 things. So that's what I need. I need you to tag a friend. I need you to share this with people, and then I need you to follow my newsletter, my Dear Ferny newsletter, which you can sign up on my website. So that's it. But if you do those 3 things, then you qualify you qualify to be entered, and then I'm going to pick somebody to win a free private reading. So that it's, when I say private, y'all, what we're doing right now, this is a public live forum. I'm talking about like private time with me, just one-on-one, not in front of everybody in their mama. So, all right, so let's get started here. So I'm not going in any particular order. Okay. Hi, Marie. Cheyenne, will I ever find love? If so, when? Okay, couple things, Cheyenne. First of all, I feel like you have a dominating personality, whether you realize it or not. I do think that you have a very strong personality, and sometimes it can dominate situations or dominate the energy of a relationship. And there are some people that whenever they're involved with you, they may not always feel as if you're hearing them out, or as if they have a say-so, or they might not feel as if they have a place in it, I guess you can say. So you might need to work on that, because even if you don't think you're doing that, you want to ask the people around you, because they may notice it. So work on that, because that might help with some of the opportunities as far as connecting with people and bringing people into your life. Also, I know you're like, that's not what I asked for. I asked if I was going to meet somebody. Well, I'm trying to tell you why you haven't. So that's why I'm telling you that, because that might help you get somebody into your life. So people always ask me, like, it's the things that people do that keep them away from love. Like, people don't always realize that we actually contribute to why we don't let love into our lives. It's not just like, am I going to find somebody? Is the universe punishing me? I'm like, no. I have a client who, she met a really incredible guy, and he like dropped everything to go and take care of her when she was in a really tough spot. And she was, and he's been very caring and loving to her, but she wasn't, she didn't really care for the mustache that he had. And he also has slightly bigger ears than what she cares for. That was the reason. That was the reason why she was considering not pursuing a relationship with him, for those stupid 2 reasons. I'm like, if you think that's a good enough reason for why you shouldn't let a really nice and generous and listen, like a guy who's like a catch, then you deserve to be alone. That's what you deserve. So no, like, get over it, So I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I turned down some really great guys for the stupid reasons when I was younger. I know better now, because I went through it with my ex. So yeah. But to tell you, Cheyenne, to answer your question, I do think that you might have an opportunity to, I wouldn't say hook up, but connect with somebody in about 2 months. So right around the end of the year, or early, like just January. That just feels like a friend, though. It feels like that would be someone that you would just like have like a thing with, but it doesn't feel like a relationship. As far as like love is concerned, I feel, as of right now, I feel like it might take about 2.5 years for you to meet somebody that's going to be lined up that's going to have all the boxes checked for you. So I would say you probably need to work on the energy, because you might be able to bring somebody in sooner rather than later. 2 resources that I would recommend. One is Brené Brown's The Power of Vulnerability, because I do think you need to learn to be vulnerable in some ways, where you need to trust or put your faith in the process, and trust that you can line up with experiences that are going to benefit you. But the second thing that I would recommend is a really good book by Ariel Ford called The Soulmate Secret, because you can probably draw someone to you much sooner than that 2.5 year mark that I'm thinking about. Okay, so give it a go. All right, next. Yeah, Chelsea, hi, Ferny. Curious on if you have any messages from my grandpa, or my cousin Taz. Yeah, with your grandpa, it's so interesting. I'm seeing wood carvings. I don't know if your grandpa liked to carve wood, or there's carved wood things that are connected to him, but I'm seeing that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you, the number, it's either the 12th or the 21st, but I'm going to go with the 12th. So the 12th may also be significant. So the 12th of a month may be significant, or the month of December may be significant. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's like, it's interesting because he's like doing this with his mouth. So I don't know if he was having difficulty chewing or being able to swallow, but he's almost doing this, almost like this is something that he wants to say, but almost like good, or it's better, or it's like good. So that's how I would describe it. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. There might be, I don't know if people still have his handkerchiefs or his handkerchiefs or chips. I say shifts because I'm used to that saying like shifts and chicken and Cheetos, you know, like I'm just talking that way is my background. Handkerchiefs or chiefs, or bandanas, but there might be something like that that's also connected to him that he's trying to make reference to. Also, there's, I don't know if it's a cat or a dog, but I'm seeing an animal that he's highlighting for me where it looks, I mean, the ears are really sharp up, almost like an Akita's ears or a cat's ears, like sharp up. And there's like a darker blackish coloring to it. And then there's the brown or the lighter coloring right here. So there's an animal that he's showing me that it almost reminds me of like a dog. So I'm thinking that maybe that's where he's going with it. So if y'all have a dog like that, then he's messing with a dog to get y'all's attention. If not, then he's got a dog with him that's that breed or that looks like that. Okay. Going on, moving forward. Stephanie, hi Ferny, how are you? Do you have any messages from my friend Lionel? Yeah, so the first thing he's acknowledging, he's almost pointing the finger at himself. Sometimes whenever someone does that, it usually means that they either caused their own passing or they messed up and did some things that brought about their own passing. But he's like pointing the finger at himself. So either he caused his own passing, or he did some things that put him in harm's way. But I want to say that he's doing that because that's what he's doing. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you, the 7. So the 7 of a month may be significant, or the month of July is connected. He's also acknowledging, it's interesting because he's like writing on my chest. I don't know if he had tattoos across his chest like this that are significant or that are like personalities that, you know what it reminds me of? It's like whenever people have a past that when they get older, they think back to the stupid things they used to do. Like I almost feel like he's like making a reference to this. So like he's pointing to this across my chest. So I want to say he's referring to like a tattoo or something that I would say goes across the chest. But it's almost like when we do these things when we're stupid, when we're younger, but then when we're older, we're like, you know. So there's something there that he's trying to make reference to also. He also keeps acknowledging, he's given me a name, but this is a woman's name or female's name. It almost sounds like Tammy or Tamara or Tamia. It's like a T-A-M, like Tam sounding name. So there might be a reference to a name like that that's connected to both of you that he wants to bring up for a reason, or there's someone there that might be named after that he's trying to bring up in the conversation as well, okay? And he does send you butterflies, just so you know. Guys, so if you say like, what's your read on them? I don't know what the question is. So it's like, we're not doing it for reading. You got to condense it to like a question that's like to the point. Because if you ask like, what do you see? Any questions that start with, what's your read? Can I get a reading? What do you see? What can you tell me about? I'm skipping those because I don't know what you're asking me. It's going to take too much time to figure it out. And that was your opportunity to get my attention. So just so y'all know, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but that's just the way it is. So I can get to y'all. I'm trying to get to as many of y'all as I can, but I really need y'all to be specific. If we were doing a full reading, I have no problem me talking. That's what I do with my full readings. I talk for 20 minutes and then people can ask me their questions. I don't need them to tell me anything. But because we're on a time crunch, I need to kind of get to the point. Jennifer Tran. Hi, Ferny. I am really torn between staying or leaving my job. Do you see me staying at my current job? If not, when will I quit? What fields will my new job be in? And when will I find it? Thank you. I do think you're going to leave. But I don't think you're leaving this year. I'm thinking you're probably going to leave early next year, maybe even January or February-ish. So I'm thinking early 2022 is when you leave. I also feel like the next job might have a connection to either a museum like organization, because I keep thinking what I'm thinking of, which is why I'm thinking that, is because I keep thinking back to Houston, where the Museum of Natural Science, my godfather, he was an engineer that worked at he managed, or he was like a project manager at like the Museum of Natural Science in Houston for many, many years. And so we would always get in like free and like go and see the museum. But I'm thinking of that whenever I would go there. So I would say that either it has to do with like a type of organization like a museum, or it's got something to do with like historical artifacts type of thing. But it's not like you're going to be working in the museum side of it. It's more like working on the administrative side or on the like the behind the scenes type something. But there's something there that I want to associate with that, because that's what I'm thinking of. The only only other thing that it can be in my opinion, because I also know that the Museum of Fine Arts is in that area as well. So there's something connected to that. So that's how I want to place it. Okay. A lot of people don't enjoy going to museums and like places like historical, like monuments. I love going to those things. I love learning about the history, the science. Like I was so into that when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, I remember I first wanted to be the first thing I wanted to be was a veterinarian. So I had planned on being a veterinarian. And then I fell in love with like Sequest ESV, which was the show on TV. And I was going to be a marine biologist. So that was my second thing that I was going to go into. And then the third thing I was going to go into was computers. And then after that, then I was like, no. And then this is what it, but I've always loved what I do now, but I've always had a passion for this. But those were the things that I was going to go for when I was a kid, because I remember that. Ceci de la Torre. My best friend's mom just passed away this morning. Any messages from her? Oh my gosh, that's hard. That's hard for this morning, just because she just passed away. So the energy's going to be there, but I'll give it a go. Two things to look out for her. To look out for white doves, like straight white doves, white birds, white doves, white feathers, and rainbows, because she's showing me rainbows as well. So those are going to be two significant signs from her. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She did hear music, or she keeps describing music, like she was hearing music, or music was being played, because she keeps acknowledging hearing music. So she's referencing that as well. She also keeps acknowledging the three younger ones. So I don't know if there's like three grandchildren that she wants to acknowledge, or if your friend has like three kids, but she's acknowledging like three, either that or there's three of them as like the kids, but she's making reference to that as well. She also keeps acknowledging a picture or an image. And in the picture, I feel like she's wearing something around her neck that almost looks like pearls, or something that's got that coloring, that's got that pearl coloring, that's got the stone coloring, because she's showing me this in this picture. And then also she's wearing a little bit more of like a dressy, almost like whenever I'm going to go to like a wedding, or I'm going to like a special event, but it's not like, it almost feels like a blazer or like something like that. It's like a jacket, and I'm seeing this white necklace. So there's something like that may be connected to a picture. She's also acknowledging the mother. So either her mother is there, or there's like a mother-in-law that she's making reference to who may have also passed, and that's with her. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, Miss Jenny 18 has a good question. If someone passes, is there a time period where you can't hear from them? Thank you, Ferny. Oh my God, there's a lot of variables when it comes to connecting with spirits. There have been readings that I've done where the person passed within the week and it was as clear as day. And then there are readings that I've done with people who passed 20 years ago and it wasn't so clear, which would make sense to me because they go to a higher level anyways after some time. But then there's sometimes where the person, I always tell people wait 6 months before they come to do a reading, because I don't want to interrupt the grief process. However, people still come. So, it's like, even though I want people to go through this whole process of proper grief, it is important that they do go through that grief process, because people tend to become obsessed and dependent on mediums. And I've had to tell clients, look, I only want to see you with mediums. I only see you once a year. Like, that's it. Like, if you do try to do more than once a year, I'm going to say no. You need to wait, because I'm not the person to come to if you want to ask your deceased husband what you should do with your house, and you are doing these repair work and you want to ask him every freaking weekend what you should do. You're here. He's not. He's done. He's checked out. He's done what he's needed to do. You're still responsible. You still have a life to live. You have to own that. And you coming to me it's not appropriate to depend on them for your decisions. That's still on you. And it's hard to hear that, but at the same time, people need to know we're here. They're not. And so it's not fair to put it on them when they've already done what they were supposed to do in life and lived. So sometimes you have to tell people, like, you gotta learn to live without them. And that requires the proper process of grief and learning new coping mechanisms and empowering yourself to make decisions when that person would have been the person making the decisions for you. But yeah, it just depends on the situation. Marie Ken's 10. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my grandma Carmen for my mama? We miss her. Yes. It's interesting. I don't know if she, I want to do this. I don't know if she liked tortillas, or there's like a special I don't know what I'm doing. The only, patty cake or tortillas. That's how I would want to see it. But there's something like this because I feel like I'm making flaps. So she's doing this. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. There might actually be a necklace. So I don't know if your mom has a necklace that she gifted her with a birthstone, because I keep seeing a piece of jewelry with a birthstone or with a stone that's colored. So she's showing me something like that. So there might be a connection to that as well. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Thank you. Your mom might smell a perfumey or floral scent from time to time, and there's no one around. That's your Aunt Carmen. So she's acknowledging that that's going to be connected to her as well. She also, or your Grandma Carmen, I'm sorry. She also keeps acknowledging, there might be another Carmen. There might be another, because I heard it twice, 2 Carmens. So there might be another Carmen in the family, or there's another Carm sounding name in the family as well, like Carmel or something like that. But I'm seeing another Carmen name. So there may actually be another Carmen name connected to the family, because she was saying 2. She also keeps acknowledging a picture, and it feels like it would be a picture with all the family members. It's like an older picture when they were younger, and there's like all the siblings are right there. So she's showing me an image of this picture of them all in the family. And one of them, I want to say one of them has this like stripe or candy stripe. It's like a stripe or candy stripe like shirt or pattern, because she's showing me in this picture one of them is wearing it. It's a pretty obvious candy striped like coloring outfit that they're wearing in the picture, and it may have siblings, all the siblings in the family group. She went back to do this. She's like doing this again. I'm like, what is she showing me? I don't even know if y'all are Hispanic, but she's doing this. So there's something there that she's making reference to, that if it's not tortillas, I don't know, but she's doing this like patty cake. So I want to say there's something like that she's making reference to. Okay. Let me bring somebody on, because we're getting to our time here. God, that like time is going by fast. I'm like, holy crap. Let me go over here. Let's see. Is that the same? I think they changed it. Oh no, it is. They changed the. Let's go. Wait, let me get myself right. Oh, the music. So quiet. I was like, where's the music? Let's see. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, me. So we'll cancel that and we'll go to someone else. Okay, let's go. Hello. Hello, Carmen.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good, good.
Hi. What you want to ask me about?
I want to ask you about my brother.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
If he ever had got shot, like with a gun, and that he did not tell us about.
So hold on. Let me tune into his energy. Let me see what he wants to tell me.
Excuse me.
Wait, is he your brother? You mean like still alive, brother?
What? I said we only have one potato. I want it. I'm sorry. What was that?
I said, you mean like brother, like that's passed?
Yeah, my brother had passed, and we just found out that he got shot.
Yeah.
But I want to know if he did. Excuse me.
Here's the thing, though. He's.
Plain, or did you want the bacon? Plain. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Keep going. I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say. Question. He's funny because he keeps pointing to his chest. Do you know if he was impacted or affected anywhere in the chest?
No, we don't know.
Okay, you know the details? Okay. Because he's showing me 2 areas. He's showing me a leg, and then he's showing me his chest, but he's also showing me his blood, and then this other issue going on as well. Question, do y'all know if he got shot in the leg?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I think happened. I've read for you before, haven't I?
Yeah.
Do you remember me telling you something about either some heart attack or like the blood was an issue or became affected?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what happened is that he started to lose too much blood and then he went into cardiac arrest. That's what I think happened.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think that, do y'all know if he was under the influence as well, or he had taken substances that day?
No.
Okay. I feel like, because he's showing me taking something and then feeling, and then he's also acknowledging his leg, but then he's showing me his heart going into cardiac arrest or something, feeling pain in my chest as if my heart is like beating and it's like hurting. So I want to say that it's all going to be connected. So to answer your question, yes, I do think that he was shot, but I feel like that was the leg, and then also the chest was affected or the heart was impacted by the blood loss.
Okay.
I also think that he did. Do y'all know if he didn't go and get help right away, or he just was like trying to deal with this in a different way?
I think he tried to take. He never told us. I found out through his wife, and my mom wanted to know.
Because it's almost like it's like what I'm reminded of when I was a kid and I didn't know anything because I was still young and our family never went to the hospital. I had cut myself in my leg and I got toilet paper and wrapped it around my leg thinking I was gonna like cure myself or heal myself. So do you know if he tried to actually like wrap himself up or to deal with the issue himself with before and not go to the hospital?
I'm gonna have to talk to his wife about that
Okay.
one.
Remember those details because he makes me feel like he tried to deal with this himself, but he still keeps acknowledging not being right minded, feeling off. So either he took something or he had something in his system, but also I do still think his heart was a contributing factor where it's almost like I either bleed out, have sepsis, or I have a cardiac event because of what's going on with my blood.
Yep.
Okay. So that's what so yeah, I do believe he was shot.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also thank you. He also do you have a four-leaf clover connected to him?
A what?
Four-leaf clover?
No.
Okay. Do you know those little four-leaf clovers?
Yeah.
Leprechauns, four-leaf clover? Okay. Do you
Yeah.
know there's a hat, if a picture of him with a hat on and a four-leaf clover, or there's a four-leaf clover thing that he had?
That he had. Not
Oh.
that I know of, but I will talk to his.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm losing you. There's a
Oh my God,
four-leaf,
it's
there's a
loading.
That's okay. There's a four-leaf clover connected to him because he's showing me something he's wearing with the four-leaf clover on it. So there's a green four-leaf clover. He's either wearing a hat with a four-leaf clover or he's wearing a shirt that has a four-leaf clover. But there's something like that that he may have as well. So just FYI, because there might be a picture of him doing this. He also is apologizing because he didn't always tell y'all everything he was dealing with either, and he kept a lot of secrets, just so y'all know. So just FYI with that. Okay.
Yeah.
He's okay, sweetheart. He's okay. I want you to find out more details and then come back to one of my posts and tell us what happened because there's more to it than that, and it looks like y'all are finding stuff out that is lining up with what I had already told you before. So you might
Yeah.
be. I want to hear about it. Don't just say, "Oh yeah, I know," and then I never hear again. I want to know because I'm
I
curious.
I will. And remember me with the Lupe that he kept coming in?
Yes, yeah. What was the Lupus Connection?
It was my brother's wife's uncle that was
Who
trying to
passed
come
away?
in. Yes.
See,
And that's why my brother and him were laughing because I didn't know who it was.
see,
But when
that's
she
what I tell.
called me, she
Yeah.
told me all about it and that she
See.
had tried to reach out to him.
Yeah. See, this is why I tell people when I'm like doing readings for people and I'm throwing a name out there and they're like, I don't know who that is. I don't know no Lupe. Guadalupe, no Lupe. I don't know no Lupus. And I'm like, look, I know what I'm hearing. But that's why I stick to it because I'm like, I don't want to say, oh, well, maybe I'm just wrong. I always think, no, it's connected. People just don't realize it in the moment until they go and check with their family.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Mama. Well, let me let you go because they're going to kill me. They're
Thank
like,
you.
oh, he's already done. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Bye.
You're
Thank you so
welcome,
much.
sweetheart.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go into the next going to the next person. Yeah, that's why I stick to what I get because in the moment people may not they say no and they may make me look on camera when I'm on live. I don't give a damn because I know what I'm getting and if I'm getting something really specific, I'm like, this is really specific. So let me go to somebody else. Let's see. Hello. Hi,
Hi.
sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
Awesome. I just wanted to see if you had any messages from my mom.
Sure. With mom. First of all, she's showing me. It's interesting because she's showing me Cabbage Patch Kids. Do you know if there's a dollar Cabbage Patch Kid reference or connection?
I don't.
Okay. It reminds me of like those because I'm seeing the Pound Puppies, but then I'm seeing the Cabbage Patch dolls and like these Cabbage Patch things. It would not
Okay.
surprise me if there's a picture with you and your mom, and one of you has a Cabbage Patch.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay,
I don't know if it's a Cabbage Patch,
but
but
it's
it
got
is
that.
a picture of me with a doll and
Okay,
her.
and her. Perfect. She's
Yeah.
acknowledging that picture with her and you and the dog. Perfect. So she's acknowledging that. She also keeps, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging, okay, is there also a Lily or Elizabeth sounding name reference? It's
I can't think.
LL or ELL.
Um, I can't think right now.
Okay, no worries. Just remember that I said that, but it's like EL or L or double L, like Lily or Elizabeth or Ellie or Ellen. It's got a vibe like that, but it's got that
Okay.
LL or EL sound to it. She's making reference to that. I want to say that
Okay.
might be connected to someone that's with her in spirit, so she might be trying to let me know who she's with.
Well,
Um,
her first name is Lorena, so like I don't know if that would
oh,
be it.
so she's okay.
Lorena is
That
her
would
first
actually,
name.
actually, I'll take that. I'll take that because it might actually
Okay.
be trying to give you a name and I'm twisting it in my head. She's repeating it though. There's another version of that name as well. So there might also be another family member that's also got a similar name, but it's also a double L or an EL also because she's putting them together. So that's how I want
Okay.
to put it. She also keeps acknowledging the five. Do you know if the 15th of a month or the 5th of a month is connected?
I'm not sure.
So I was seeing five, but I went with 15. So the 15th of a month, either of
Okay.
a month, or the fifth of the month, or the fifth month, which would be May. But it's one of those because she's showing me that. So it's either
Okay.
May, the fifth of a month, or the 15th of a month. But I'm going to stick to 15 because she gave me that first. So I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
Okay. She also keeps acknowledging Roger Rabbit. Do you have a bunny rabbit or a rabbit that's passed away, or a special rabbit stuffed animal?
I don't.
Okay. She's showing me Roger Rabbit. So I'm going to say that she's making
Okay.
reference to a rabbit that maybe has passed that y'all had, or there's a rabbit stuffed animal that is connected in somehow because she's showing me this as well.
Okay.
She's repeating it. I'm missing something.
Okay.
This is another. Do you know if
Um,
there's a picture of her wearing bunny ears and having whiskers like a bunny rabbit?
I know that there's one of her as a cat,
Okay.
like for Halloween.
And she's got the ears and the whiskers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah,
if they're
yeah.
white ears, like rabbit ears?
I think they were black.
Okay.
I think she
No.
was a black cat.
I'll leave it. No, it might still be a
Okay.
rabbit because I mean that, but I want to say that it might still be a rabbit. That's okay. She also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. She she wraps herself around you, especially when you're laying down in bed. So if you ever feel a weird sensation kind of moving up your back when you're laying down, she says that's going to be from her because she's acknowledging that. She also
Okay.
keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Do you remember hearing her or hearing someone call your name?
I don't
Okay.
believe
She,
so.
she's doing this. So either she
Okay.
called out for you and you may have actually audibly heard her, or you're listening to something that is her on a regular basis. Because I feel like I
Okay.
can hear her. So do you have something that you listen to that is her voice that you listen to?
Gosh.
And it's about the grocery store.
Grocery store. Gosh, I'm really gonna have to think about
That's all
this.
right. No worries. Just remember that I said that. It's almost like, hey, I'm going to the store. Do you need something? Or it's something about store or something, and I'm hearing it in my ear because I'm hearing this voice
Okay.
there. So there's a reference there. She is also doing this. Do you have two necklaces that are connected to mom, or a necklace that has two things on it?
Well, I have like my amethyst and this. I don't know if that would
Are those
be
connected
it.
to her?
No. Um, I'd have to look through her things.
Okay, she's showing me a necklace with either two things on it or two necklaces that are connected to her. So there's a reference there.
Okay.
She also
Okay.
keeps acknowledging. Interesting. Did she ever work at a school or do teaching?
No.
She's showing me the inside of a school, and I'm trying to figure out where she's going with this.
Hmm.
I'm seeing that whole school vibe. Whenever I was in school, and being inside the school, you got all the PTA people there, and you got like the drama, the stage, and everything. There's something that she's showing me, and I'm trying to figure out where she's going with that. Um,
Okay.
she never played the piano or played music.
Yeah, she had a piano.
Okay. Do you know if she ever played for a school? Or she ever played or participated when you were a kid, or like did piano with y'all?
Um, when I was really young, when I was 5, I know she had one, and I know she played when she was younger, but she just stopped playing. So
Okay.
she was really secretive too. So,
Interesting.
you know,
Okay. What she was showing me is like whenever I was in school and it was the auditorium, you got the PTA parents helping out with stuff, and I'm seeing like when people are having plays and then someone's playing the piano. What I'm gonna say
okay.
is that thank you. There's a sister. Does your mom have a sister?
She has 2 brothers.
Okay. There's a female. I'm gonna assume it's a sister-like connection, like a friend or something that maybe
Okay.
that is connected still to y'all. But it's almost like she would know. This female would know what your mom was doing or the stuff that she was doing when you were younger.
Okay.
Because there's something going on there with all of that. Also, your mom. Do you know if she self-medicated or she would sometimes like overdo it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is acknowledging like the self-medicating and overdoing it. I do think that she suffers from depression, like hardcore
Yeah.
depression. I also think that there's a lot more to it than just taking stuff because she makes me feel like she went through some really traumatic experiences when she was younger and it was just
Yeah.
devastating for her. And I don't want to go into too much detail right now because we're like live, but I feel like she's acknowledging that she feels so much better now and she feels like a version of herself that she didn't get a chance to spend the adult part of her life feeling like, and that now she feels like herself again. So she's acknowledging
Okay.
that. She also says that you, even though she is your mother, you're not like her. And she doesn't even want you to operate with the same mindset because she's like, you're different. You can break those cycles. So she's acknowledging that as well. She also says that she is proud of you, but she says you have to be proud of yourself and make sure you're proud of
Yeah.
yourself. So she's acknowledging that as well. She also says, thank you. Any shadows or anything out of the corner of your eye is going to be her as well. So you might catch a whiff of her. But she's going back to this moment in time where she was just a parent and she was doing stuff when you were young enough where you may not remember, but a female who would have been around y'all at that time, like a sister, a person
Yeah.
would know what she was doing until she got older and stuff happened later on. Also, there's a grandmother. Did you spend part of your time with another relative, like a grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay, because she's
Yeah.
acknowledging like partially being raised or like almost like calling her mom. So there's a reference to like the grandmother as well. Your mom loves
Hmm.
you and she's with you. She is apologizing if it was not easy at times and just not feeling as if she was as involved as she should have been. But she's acknowledging there were moments where she did do more. You just may not remember, but to ask the family because they'll tell you.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling.
Bye.
Bye bye. Going here. Um, there we go. Declined. Okay, I'm gonna think you maybe made a mistake when you declined. So I'm gonna try you back again. Then I'll know that you didn't want to come on. So let me see. Here you go. Because you might have just accidentally pushed decline.
Hello.
Hello. I was like, did she decline me? But I was like, sometimes people do
No,
it by accident.
I accidentally clicked off. I was so
No,
excited.
you're fine. You're fine. Before you ask me anything, I'm seeing a lot of baby energy around you, so that can mean a couple of things. That can mean either potential baby or pregnancy energy for you within the next 6 months. So be careful if you're not planning for something like that. Or it can mean that in your immediate family, someone's about to announce something, or there's a baby coming in. So just FYI, because I'm seeing baby energy all around you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
All right.
me hopefully.
Yeah. I always tell people, like, people always tell me, well, I told this woman once, I was like, hey, just be careful. There's maybe energy around you. She's like, that's not possible. My husband's like, he's gotten fixed. And I'm like, okay. And then like a few months later, she called me back and she's like, so my husband, I got pregnant. I was like, and I was like, I thought your husband was fixed. She's like, well, apparently you can still get pregnant or something. I was like, okay. So,
No, I'm about to be 50. I need that.
no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But anyways, again, it might just be around you and someone's about to announce something. What do you want to ask me about?
So, first I want to see if my late boyfriend had any messages for me, Isaac. I
Yeah.
haven't heard from him.
Yeah. That song. Right when I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, but right when you were asking about him, the song, Richard Marx, "Right Here Waiting for You" came on. So I was like, oh, I feel that energy. Okay, so he's doing a couple things for me. One thing he's doing is he is apologizing for the timing of his passing. Did he pass around a holiday or a birthday? Because he's acknowledging the timing being bad timing.
No, we were on vacation.
Okay, because he's acknowledging it being bad timing. So either there was a celebratory event at the time, or there was a special date that was connected to this, because he's acknowledging that being right around there. He also keeps acknowledging he is pushing my chest in, and he's like, okay. Do you know if there was any effect on rib cage? Okay. Do you know if there was any effect within his system right around here near his heart and his arteries?
Yeah, I think when they worked on him, they were.
Because he's like doing this. I hate to say this. Do you know if they had to crack his ribs to start doing this, or they were trying to get, and they were doing really, like being really aggressive?
It might have been because they were working on him for a long time.
Okay, because he's acknowledging he says that he was aware of this, but it just felt very far away, like he was like not close by to it, because he's making reference to this. He also felt like he was seeing red or like dizzy in his head. Do you know if he had been complaining about a headache or he was feeling dizzy that day?
No, he
Don't tell me how he passed, but do you know if he that day?
I'm sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
doing that. He also keeps acknowledging. Do you know if he had I want to say that either he had taken something that may have aggravated what was happening in his brain, or something might have actually triggered something going on in his brain. Do you know there was any effect on his brain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also keeps acknowledging he felt very confused, or he felt a little bit like he couldn't collect himself or gather himself. So he felt almost confused in the moment where he just wasn't sure what was going on, because it happened so fast. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also keeps acknowledging when this happened, were y'all going up and down stairs, or were y'all near a stairway?
There were stairs.
Okay, because I'm seeing stairs, because I feel like I'm going upwards, or I'm walking on stairs, and then he's like making my head feel weird. Was this a medical reaction to something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because he keeps pointing to my head as if I'm feeling the sensations in my head. But it's like I'm trying to figure out if this was caused from within, or if something triggered this to happen, because I feel like I just don't. Oh, had he been drinking that day, or had y'all been having drinks and stuff like that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know there was a physical impact or something that hit his head?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure what this is, but the way he's making me feel is I feel under the influence, something's going on in my brain or in my head, and then I also feel as if I'm feeling the pressure on my chest doing this, or like as if I want to go in, because he's making me feel this way. He also makes me feel like he was seeing red, or he was like feeling a little bit off, and then he's also making me feel as if he couldn't even gather his words. So he's acknowledging that there was some difficulty for him as well. I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna say that he makes me feel like it happened suddenly, it happened fast, and all he felt was as if this was like from far, like it felt far away to him, and that's the way he's describing it to me. Um, were you telling him to hang on?
Yes, I was.
Because he says he heard you telling him, like, listen to them, listen to them. He loves you too. He says he's sorry for how this happened and that he wished you wouldn't have been there. Um, but he says you couldn't have saved him or you couldn't have done anything. This was still gonna happen. Okay, January. Do you know there's a reference to January or the first of a month?
Not really. It's
Okay.
my dad's birthday. My dad's birthday is in January.
But your dad's still alive, correct?
No.
Oh, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. He's showing me that one and he's repeating it. So there's a one or a one because he's repeating it. So it's got to be with him. So he's showing me one. So either the first of a month is connected or the month of January is connected because he's repeating the one for me as if I need to know that it's the one and it's for him. So he's referencing that. He's doing this as well. Do you know if there's a tennis bracelet or something that goes around the wrist that's connected?
Yeah.
Okay. He also keeps drawing on my skin. Were you planning on getting a tattoo, but then you decided not to?
Yeah.
He knows that as well. So he's like picking on you about it as well. He's like, so he's making, are you scared of needles?
Yes.
Okay. So he's like messing, like he knows that you were scared of it. So he's acknowledging that as well. He likes to come and give you kisses around the neck and kind of around this area. So if you ever feel sensations, that's coming from him as well. He loves you and he wants you to know that. I know that you called him your boyfriend, but did y'all actually have conversations about getting engaged or getting married? Because he's bringing that up.
Yeah, he actually proposed to me.
Perfect. He's just acknowledging that. He's like, when you said boyfriend, he was like wanting to correct me. So that's probably where he's going with that. He loves you and he's with you. He also wants you to know that he's going to make sure that anyone that you end up with is going to treat you right. So if you ever are being mistreated, he's going to let you know in a very obvious way. So even if you're dating someone that you're crazy about and then they do something crazy or stupid, he says he's going to let you know through some supernatural thing that may happen in the moment. And that may be your sign that you need to call that person out or hold them accountable. But he says he's with you, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you so much. Can I ask you one more thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one more thing. Is there a banana pajamas or banana shirt?
Banana shirt.
I'm seeing you remember the bananas and pajamas, like I'm hearing that song. I don't know where he's going with this, but there's a banana pajamas or banana shirt, or there's something about bananas in like what you wear. So there's a joke or there's something to this because he's showing me something like this. So that it looks like that. Okay. Just remember that I said that. It may not make sense now, but you'll figure it out. What would you want to ask me about?
Well, my daughter just went to flight attendant school, and so she's got her college degree, which she got last year, and so she's coming back home because they sent her back home. But what do you see in her future as far as like career-wise?
Yeah, she's not going to stay a flight attendant. She's actually going to go and start to become a certified pilot, and she might even do more things like skydiving and stuff. She's going to go a bit to the next level with that. So that may only be like a stepping stone in that direction.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, darling. Oh, get your thyroid check because your thyroid seems to be wonky, or there's something going on with the thyroid that needs a little support.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
You're like, I'm sure there is. Go get it checked. Yeah. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You take care of yourself. Bye bye.
You too.